and we have been collaborating with YEAB since last year in September. And this is probably my 5th or 6th time running record keeping class for Go Digital ASEAN. And I think this is the biggest group that we ever have for virtual class. So currently we're like 6 to 8 participants. Yeah. So nice to have you guys all in here. Okay, right. Let me come here again. So this is what we do. This is different classes that we run, and have been running different projects with multiple entities. And this is the Go Digital ASEAN initiative that you're seeing here. So they are sponsoring MSMEs in Brunei to learn digitalization skills. So I'll be having one more in October, and other courses that we have mostly are in digital marketing. If you're interested, just keep a close look into the YEAB IG. They'll be constantly promoting that for the next 1 to 2 months time. So yeah, for today, have a quick look. All right, there's a text that I'm having here. Is your first time missing anything? So it's not related to any, there's no prerequisite for this class. So it's totally for beginner. There's nothing that you miss out. Okay, so this is our objective for today. I feel like the reason why I can keep on running this class is because that everyone is finding numbers very difficult to understand. So my objective is really to make it painless. And the reason why we need to do this today is that if you are an MSME in Brunei, you're an entrepreneur or you are a business owner, we need to be aware that keeping accurate records now, it's considered a legal requirement. So just have a quick, let's try this. If you look at the screen, there is a button there with annotate. If you can click that, you can actually do a drawing. Let me see, I have to change color. So if you can try this, just put a cross sign on my circles. I want to see how many we are here. Yeah, a quick exercise lah for everyone, so that you won't just listen saja. You pakai your fingers also. Okay, do across all the circles. And by the way, this guy here, his name is Spark. He's my ambassador for Mavens.live. Okay. Are we having more participants now? Can't really see the number. Okay. Oh, ada love lagi, smiley face, yeah. A good Saturday afternoon where we learn about accounting. Okay. Now, because it's a very big group, wow, now 71 participants. Okay, now I can see the number. Wow, really a biggest group. Thank you guys for breaking my record. Okay. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Ada banyak love. Ada love you ah. Siapa lagi ah? Is it the same person or different person? Okay. So thank you so much. I hope you guys are having fun with this. Okay, let's move on. Okay, how can I clear this? Okay, clear all my drawings. Okay, now it's clean. Oh, someone's asking where's the button? You missed the fun. It's on top of the screen. Okay, let's start with the real business here. So what really is accounting? It's a process of recording and summarizing, reporting, analyzing, and interpreting your financial information. But for today, we'll be focusing on record keeping. That's the class for today, digital record keeping. So we'll be focusing on the first step of accounting. And for those that are the background, so this is something it should be very familiar to you, just a quick recap. But those yang very new, so it's a quick learn, and I make it into a very easy terms, very easy definition already. So if you see, the first thing is asset. So something, for example, your house, your car. So those are the things that you own. We have a term called liabilities. So that means what you owe. So yang you hutang lah, for example, bank loan or creditors, your suppliers, like that. So next we have revenues. This is what we earn. For example, your sales lah, or for example, like for me, I have like rental business. So rental also is part of my revenue. And the fourth one is expenses. So this is what you need to pay every month. So we have like salaries, rental, electricity bills, insurance, or advertising. So all these things are considered expenses. So next we have trade receivables or debtors. That's the it's more like people that who owe you lah. So those yang hutang you money. Okay. Oh, okay. The recorded video would be shared by YEAB, I believe. There is an admin that's working on that. Okay, so let me continue. Trade payables, which is your creditor, those you owe the money to. So these debtors would be your customers. Creditors would be your suppliers. That's how we differentiate that. And we have capital, which is how much you as an owner investing. And we have drawings, how much you are taking out from your business. We have current asset or liability. When you see the word current, it actually normally means just within 1 year, we will settle it off. And non-current is something that goes on for more than a year. So this is where, like, for example, machineries, fixture and fittings, or land and building. So that will be under the non-current. Okay. If you have any questions, just constantly put it on the chat box. I'll have time to read through, then I'll discuss with that. So this is a golden rule in accounting. You always hear people talking about debit credit. I don't know where is it going. So you always hear people talking about debit credit things, right? So this is, wait, why is it keep on moving by itself? Okay, so sorry, I don't know what happened. Okay, now it's stopped already. Okay, good. So this is the golden rule. We need to basically we need to respect this this rule that every transaction that's happening now, it will affect the business in two different ways, which is equal and opposite. Meaning there'll be one debit and there'll be one credit. So that's why you always hear people saying, oh, must be balance the account, you must debit or credit. So this is how it works. So for example, let's say I'm using my cash to buy a machine. So it will look something like this. Let me change the color to something that we can see. Oh, that's my color. Okay, let's use red. So let's say I'm using cash. So that means cash account will be involved, cash account. And I'm buying a machine, right, just now, machine. Okay, I try my best to draw with my mouse now. Okay, so let's say it's like this. I want to buy. So this is what people normally call the T account, because it looks like a T here, right? So let's say I'm buying something. So money must be going out, right? The easiest way to look at cash account, money in will always be debit, money out will be credit. So if I'm buying a machine, obviously my money is going out. So let's say I buy the machine $100. It'll be on the credit side. So that means based on this rule, machinery will be debit, right? Because something is coming in, asset. Machinery is an asset because something that you own. So this is how we can see the transactions will be. So if you look at asset, that means it will be on the, when it increases, you're always on the debit side. Because tadi I buy machinery, increase, right? Yeah, so that will be debit. And that means asset is a debit balance account. Liability will be the total opposite. So whenever there's an increase, it will be on the credit side. Revenue, credit, this one you don't really need to memorize lah, but okay. So you don't really need to memorize this, but then it's good for you to know, because when we do, even though it's a software, if you put in the transaction, automatically it will be done for you. But there are times that you may need to do it manually. So it will be good for you, a good knowledge for you to know what account to be debited and credited. What's the relationship for that? So trade receivables, it's debit. And I actually provided a complimentary ebook for Go Digital ASEAN. So all these should be available in the ebook already. So capital will be increased and drawings will be on the debit side. So this is what it means. If there's an increase, which side it should be. Okay, cool. Just let me know if you have any question along the way. Yeah, this one should be quite okay. If it's okay, just give me a 1 because I cannot see any faces now. I feel lonely. Just throw me a 1. Okay, just make sure that everyone is here. I'm not talking to myself. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. It's the only way that I can get reaction now from you guys. Oh, ada sound now. Okay, let's coming to the next one. Okay, so after the golden rule, the next thing that I will be showing you here, in my ebook I said 7 lah, but here I just put it 6, the main ones that you need to know. So this is the steps in record keeping. So step number 1, it's when, let's say like you go supermarket, you will receive you will get a receipt right after you pay. So that is a source document, the receipt. And sometimes if you are having your own business already, people are asking you like, oh, how much if I buy this number of quantity? Then probably they are requesting, okay, give me a quotation. Quotation itself, that is a source document. So that you normally in accounting, Anang, you have to come with something, right? You have to attach with something. So that is the documents that we will have. We have a common one, we have invoice, we have like payment voucher, we have like bank statement. So all these things are the common documents that we're going to have. So the next thing is after you have that, you'll be recording it by date to the journals. So there's few journals that you need to record. There's in fact 7 of them. So you record in the right journals, and after the journal, you record to the respective ledger, which is the T account just now, the cash account, the machinery account, that's considered the ledger. So after the ledger, we'll get the balance to the trial balance. So this is where it should be balanced. If not, that means somewhere is wrong. It's like, do you debit the right account? Do you credit the right account? But normally, even if you put it right, it's possible there's some errors. Just ngam that the final number is the same. And after trial balance, we'll be preparing, okay, this is the 2 main ones that normally the accountant will need to prepare right, every month or every year. It's income statement and the balance sheet. So this is what we will be covering for today as well by using ZipBooks. That's the software that we'll be using today. Okay. So this is ZipBooks. I'm sure that we have request everyone to have at least 2 devices, so it's easier for you. So can we log into ZipBooks now with your another device? So mine should be somewhere here. Let's log in. Okay. There's 70 participants now. Okay, let me get to my ZipBooks from here. Okay, should be in already. So you'll be seeing something like this. I'm sure most of you need to create an account if you haven't created an account. We're going to have a practice right after this. I'm giving some questions and we can test it out together. But before that, let's have a walkthrough first with the software. Very cute. Now there's I just saw a 1, a very long one. Okay, so this is the software here. The reason why I picked this, it's not like there's no other software. It's just that I feel like as an MSME, like myself, I don't really want to spend too much money on something that may be, I mean, like it's important, but I don't want to spend too much money at this moment in time. I don't want to commit too much recurring expenses. So I'm using ZipBooks. I think it's simple enough. It gives us the important reports that we need. And if you need anything more than that, obviously we need to start paying already. So this is good enough for a free version. So you can see that there's a 1, 2, 3 main tabs here. Let's see invoice. So invoice, for those that not aware of what's the word invoice, it actually means a document where you send in to request for payment. Who's the one that drawing here? Okay. So let's try that. So here there's a plus button. So you just need to click the plus. That's the only green thing there. It's very obvious that's the only one you can press. So here, the first thing would be your customers. So you can see that I have a list of customers here. That means I already saved them in my database. But if not, let's say it's a new customer. Oops. Okay, let's say it's a new customer, AAA. Then you see they will ask us to add directly. So it's quite simple. Just add the company name. If there's any contact, let me put my business email. And the reason why we do this is that it will directly email to them. So you just need to set one time saja. Okay, set email. Okay, put my name.
TL?
Yes.
The screen is freezing. We cannot see the screen.
It's freezing at which page?
The login page.
Loading page. Okay, let me restart that. Okay, we have a question here. I believe okay, the screen is freeze. Okay, now is it freeze? Can you see me moving?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question here directed to me. Can it be used when a small business MSME upgrade to Sdn Bhd? In fact, it can be used by Sdn Bhd. It's just that if there's special features that you need more than just the basic features, the basic reporting, then yes, you may need to look into upgrading. If not, just a simple business, especially for MSME, like really micro size, I think it's very easy to just record the in and out. Yeah, I haven't shown the screen, but you should be seeing me talking here with my home life background. Okay, so let's restart that. Okay, share screen, zip books, share. Okay, is this good? Just type a 1 for me. Okay, good. So let me restart this then, since I guess we missed it out just now. So that's where I started. I click the invoice. Yes, I'm done. All right. So I click invoice here. That's the first tab on top. So I press the green button here. There's a plus. So let's plus that. And the first thing that you see, here I have a cute logo already. So if you have a logo, it will be here. And this is where we include your customer name. So just now what I'm showing is that you can see a list of customers that's already here. That means I already added them to my database. So if it's not, then you can simply click in the type in the name of the new customer, and they will pop up with this one. You can add new contact easily like this. Okay, add their email address. Okay. So with full details so that you don't need to do it again. So let's say here, okay, I put my own address and save it. Okay, so since it's invoice, everything is here. If you have a PO, just include the PO number from your customer. And if let's say I'm selling an item, I sell nasi ketok. And one nasi ketok is $1. I'm selling 100 of them. Okay, and you can see that the total will be here. Because it's invoice, so that means you probably pay, you get the payment letter. It's not a cash. If you go supermarket, it's direct, right? You just need to issue a receipt. But for invoice, so let's say I give them like probably 7 days to pay me. So you can just set the date here. That's when it's due. And any extra terms or any extra notes, you can just put in here. Then it's BND $100. For BND, we need to change that in our account. So the initial one should be US dollars. So that's that. I can finalize for sending. Okay. So this will be sent. You can normally I'll just attach a PDF to make it easier, or else it's just a link, and sometimes they don't like the link. I'll just include a PDF. I can just finalize and send. And let me show you how the customer view is. Okay, I think it's good enough. Rather than using a Microsoft Word, everything can be here already. So that's the main purpose of using a accounting software. It's very easy to use for invoice. Okay, so let me go back to previous page. So let's say now, after you issue the invoice and that person actually pays you. So let me show you the invoice tab again. And you can see this is the $100 that I set just now. And we can just come here. So click in again, you can say add payment after that person actually pays. And okay, let's say like it's a cash, they're paying you in cash, but let's say that person is paying you in bank, you can actually set out a bank account. It is through bank transfer. Like today, we can't really get cash as payment, you can do by bank. Okay, cash here. So here you'll be sending a receipt to that person directly. So I can just save, and it will show here as paid. Okay, that's how it works for invoice and receipt. It will be very direct here, and you can see here it's already paid. So for the second thing that I would like to introduce under this tab would be estimates. So estimates actually means quotation. It's just that this is a US term. So we'll go to the plus button again. And sending to your customer again. Let's say I just use DEF. Here's my DEF customer. I'll use QQQ. All right. So because it's estimate here, but for Brunei context, so I will normally just type quotation here. So it's easier for people to understand. Okay, again, I have nasi ketok. So the process is like this. If your customer requests for a quotation, like for example, my rental business, normally I'll have requests like that. So I'll do the quotation first. If they agree to the quotation, to the pricing, then I'll issue the invoice. So you can, let me just show you how I do it. So let's say I send the quotation, I finalize and sending. Oops. No, it's not sending. Or you can even give a discount here. Let me just put it in 10% discount. So it'll be $90. I can save, but I cannot send. Okay, so this one you can send it like the one earlier, like the invoice. But just to show you one extra thing, here, if you look at it, the quotation, you can convert direct to invoice just from the quotation, the one that you did earlier. So you don't need to redo under invoice lah after they agree to take your service. Okay, so you can see my estimates now. It's the $90. And it's I think it's the different one. QQQ should be here. So it's already converted to invoice. Here, invoice. And if that person actually pays that, then you go through the process again at payment. Cash, make it easier. Send the receipt. Save. So that's the main ones lah, the main ones that we normally use. The quotation, the invoice. So the next thing is transaction here. Let me see if there's any question. Okay. So this is under transactions. It's normally for income or expenses. So again, the plus button here. So you have your deposit, green color. Money is coming in. So let's say $1,000 from, let's say I'm sales. So it's under the category of sales. It will pay the $1,000 to cash account. That's what it means. And the date, you just say the date. Or if you look at the advanced view, so this is where your debit credit is important. By looking at this, just now I talked about cash, right? Money is coming in, it's debit. So for this case, money is coming in from my sales. So it's debit 1,000. And my sales is credit $1,000. So you can see here 1,000, 1,000 debit, credit, and there's no difference. So that means it's okay lah. We are safe to go. So probably I say my sales, sales in office 1. Probably a few offices. Yeah. Let's see. That's my letter sales. Where is it? Oh, okay, yeah, it's here, $1,000 sales. So that's for deposit. Let's say we have expenses. That's the red color one. Money is going out. So it's paid from your cash account again. I just make things simple, like everything I use cash. So let's say I pay $500 for rental. So here they have rent office expenses. So that's my rent for office one. Okay, then I save it. So you'll see here $500 for September is rental. Okay, that's the real basics lah. Like the custom is just the debit credit, so I don't really need to do this. Normally, I'll just focus on the deposit and the expense. I think that's good enough. Unless you have transfer, let's say I want to transfer my cash in hand to cash at bank, then that's why you can say, oh, from cash, I want to move it to my bank account. I think have I ever, okay, I don't have that account. So let's say I create a one account called BIBB MSME account. Okay, I actually have a BIBB here. Let's say start with 1,000 in September. See. So that means I'm transferring my money to the bank account. So that's under transfer. Okay, let's see how it looks like in the reports. So reports, the main one, the only one that we have access to, it's income statement and balance sheet. That's the main one that we need to know. Tax, not really relevant to MSMEs. I mean, like for the sole proprietor and partnerships. And this is your debtors. And the rest, actually, they need us to upgrade already lah. So let's look at our income statement. I believe I have few transactions, so let's show you everything. So my date is starting from the 1st of September to the 8th of September on accrual basis, meaning even though belum kena bayar, so it will be shown here. So for example, I do have credit sales around. So sales here, it's shown here. I have a 2040. So expenses, I think tadi yang we play around is the rental. We have 500 rental. There's advertising, because before this I have other transactions, so it's not the one, the value that we're showing earlier. So how to get the income? So that means it's your sales minus your expenses you have here. Other revenue I don't have, other expense I don't have, and this is my net income, which is your net profit. Normally people call it net profit. So this is where your income and expenses will be shown. And it will tell us how much is our profit. Okay, is there anything? It's actually for recording purposes. This zip books is not connected to any of our bank account. Obviously, it cannot connect to Brunei's bank account. So this is more to recording. So you do the transfer by yourself. Let's say I transfer from my business account to my personal account. Let's say my gaji my salary. So that means you need to show that as a transaction here, that you're transferring to that account as a salary. So this is how it shows in balance sheet. I have your current asset. So that means my cash is here. This is current asset, something that is very liquid within a year. So it's current. So the non-current or fixed in this context is equipment. I have 150 bank equipment. Liabilities, I don't owe anyone anything. Equity it includes our capital, which is $500. And retained earnings, meaning how much money I gain from the net profit, which is 630. So we'll have a look after this with the exercise, but for now, just keep it that way because I have include too many transactions. So that's the main one, but let's see, do I have any debtors? So this is the trade receivable just now. It means debtors. So I actually have a debtor here that owe me money for within 30 days, it's 250 from XYZ. Let's see, do I have more questions? So let's look into the account. I think for us, the most important one is number 1, invoices. Number 2, transactions. Number 3, reports. Context, okay, let's have a quick look at context. The easiest way is what we did earlier. Directly in the invoice, you can just add a customer directly. But with this, you can actually choose to import your file. And here it is. If you have a Excel file, but obviously you need to follow their template lah. So follow their template. They will ask you what's the name, what's the company, what's the address, and you can directly upload that, and it will be here. Or you do it manually. So have the plus button again and include all the details like what I did earlier. So that's for your contacts for your supplier and your customers. Okay. Next thing is tracking, obviously is paid, so let's ignore that for now. The last one would be your account. Let's look at this. So this is where you include all your company details, your logo, your business name, your address, your phone number, and your website. And we don't really have this, so no payments. Location, okay, you can include your location, that's your address. Next, you have preferences. Okay, this is the one that you have to change from USD to BNB. Okay, so all your invoice and your payment will be in BNB. And they can actually allow you to identify your customer as either you want customer or you want to call them as clients, like professional services. And those who sell can be vendors, merchants, seller, payees. So that's up to you. Okay. So if you see a star sign like this, that means you need to upgrade to get the feature. So that's about it. Integration. So far, unless you're using Slack, so you can connect that. I'm not sure if anyone is using this. Square, I think, oh yeah, US and Canada only. So that's about it, the things that's relevant to us. Let's go back to my slides. Okay. So we are here. Okay, now it's your time to do some work. Is it okay so far? Okay. Don't worry about it. So we will be doing the reason why I go through it is a walkthrough, because we're going to redo it again with the exercise. So hopefully everyone can catch up during the exercise. I think that's where I want to spend my time in. So can we all try to access ZipBooks and create one account first? Yeah, after you are done, just put a 1 for me. And I should receive like 71. 70 of you should press a 1 for me just to show that everyone has an account. Okay, create an account in ZipBooks. If you have a business directly for your business, don't need to redo. Okay. Yeah, luckily Liana stopped me a bit. Sometimes I may get carried away and then talk too fast. Okay. Liana, are you going to count for me if we have like almost everyone ready? Then I can move on.
I can try.
For me, I look at it like, wow, all the messages come together. Okay, now there's 73 participants. Honestly, for software, everything is automated lah. Yeah, just need a basic background and probably just to get you started off, then you can move on already. So usually I run this class because people are from different industries, especially this group are so big. I don't really have a chance to talk to everyone what industry you're coming from, but if you have like a very specific case or scenario that you would like to bring it on here to discuss, like, oh, how should I do if I have this? I have like F&B, they are basically asking me, because they have their own POS system, or at their restaurant itself, they're using their POS system. At the end of the day, there's a total sales. So how are they going to use the software? They're asking me like, is it like one by one? You have to move like every single transaction. So like that's a lot. You have your POS system with all the information already, and because this one is not integrated, like if it's integrated, then obviously it's so much easier. But if not, what I suggest to them, why not you take the overall sales, and then masukkan saja, okay, like on 1st September, my total sales is $500. So second, okay, how much is it? How much is it? Which bank that you put in? Then you still have the information, so you're not missing anything out. So that's the question that I have. And there's also cases, I have one petrol station last time. That's very interesting. So, oh, okay, very rare to see someone from petrol that manage petrol station. So I think the question is, they have customers that like a company, they have like business B2B business to business. So it's like their staff have to come in and take the petrol first, but they pay later. It's like on credit. So how to do that? It's a credit sales, and they macam like they claim from the company later lah. So that's a credit sales, which we have an example here. Okay, so I guess we are almost ready to get everything started. It should be very fast to create an account. Okay, now it's your job. You have to start doing this. So 1st September, this is my first transaction. You started a business with $500 cash in hand. So to start a business, if you can recall, there's a term that I used earlier, the common terms. Can you guys type? Do you know what it is? Yes. So we're going to use this account, right? Let's just go through with you the first one together. Okay, let me get out of here. Let's go here. Okay, so that first one would be under transaction, because invoice is for sales, right? So your only option is transaction. So let's come to transaction, and we put the plus button. There's money coming in, right, from you. So we put deposit. Okay, so tadi I deposit how much? I deposit $500 as cash in hand. Okay, so I have cash. I have $500. And this is capital, you guys yang say, your friend yang say so. So it's a capital, it's an equity. That means you invest money to your business, and you can, if you need additional info, probably I can put like my name. Let's say I have few owners in my business, so that's me, so I can just see. Because everyone punya business will start from the first step, and the first step will always be capital. But I forgot to put the, okay, the date is correct. Yeah, 1st September. I think that's my example. Just the date, please follow, because I didn't follow the date. Okay, I need to edit that. Let's say you want to edit, just press that, and there's an edit button here, the gray color one. Okay, I need to change my date to 1st. All right. So that's the first one. Okay, I hope everyone can follow. This is very slow now, slow version. All right, go back to the presentation. So let's try the second one by yourself. On the 2nd September, you brought a new equipment for $150. Okay, let's try that. I'll give you 1 to 2 minutes. If you have any question, then you can ask me. If you can do it by yourself, let's move on and do everything. Then we can check our answer at the end. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know, but you should be using mostly on the transaction tab, either deposit or expense. This is very basic transactions. Like if you have anything that's more special a bit you want to share with me, I'm happy to take it. And let's discuss how we can record that transaction. Is everyone okay? If you're proceed to, can you let me know which question are you working on now? The first, the second, the fourth, sixth, or seventh? Just type the number so I know where we are now. Okay, the furthest is number 5. Fifth. Mana number 5? My question don't have. Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot to change that. This is September. Still in April. Okay, mostly are 4, 5. Those with on the first, ada lagi number first kah? Okay, all clear. 4, 5, 5. Okay. Okay, so far so good. The one with like the names just include, yeah, like XYZ management. So you know who you are paying to. Probably you have few location. So it's good to be clear. So additional info, just include that. Hajit, do you mean the one on the 6th, the sales of $600? Are you using the transaction? Make sure you use September. I didn't update this. The last time I ran this course is in April. I forgot to update. Make sure you use September. Then the date will show. Probably the date. Yeah. Can we allow Liana? Can we allow him to show his screen? Hajit, are you able to show your screen to share? I need to stop sharing. Yeah. Oh, it's a cash, paid to the account cash. Yeah. It's like you sell and then you dapat cash, right? Yep. And the category is sales. Oh, this is on the 7, is it? I thought you are doing the 6. So basically for the number 7, that it's a credit sales, right? You are selling but not yet gonna pay. That's the one that you're doing now. That means you are not receiving any money. So you should be using invoice for the last one. Invoice. Yeah. Okay. Okay, back to me. Because on the 6 is very straightforward. You make a sale of 600. Okay, let's assume like everything's in cash. But on the 7, I highlighted that it's on credit. So meaning it's not yet gonna bayar, not yet gonna pay. So it means that we need to send an invoice and request for payment. So that's under invoice already. So the only thing you need to be aware, credit sales. Other than that, if it's a direct cash one, so it will be shown here under transaction. Okay, that's very fast. So most of you should be coming to the last one already, right? Like 70 of you trying this. Okay. Account receivable. Well, actually, if we use invoice, it will directly, they will, if it's not paid with the invoice, they will know that it's a account receivable. So you don't need to do the category. For this question, is it on the 6 or 7? 6, we assume that we receive the sales in cash, yeah? but the 7, they highlighted that you haven't gonna pay. So that one, obviously we need to issue an invoice to request for them to pay. So for credit sales, you can go to invoice. It's not under transaction. But if you want to do, still can. You still can do the double entry. Because the double entry for credit sales would be you debit the debtor, you debit the, I use XYZ, is it? XYZ company, and you credit your sales account. It's still possible, but the easiest way, yeah, it will be under invoice. Oh, so this lady on mobile, meaning you cannot try lah. But hopefully you can see the walkthrough how it works out, and obviously by doing it hands-on, it's easier for you to understand. So you can try out lah when you have the chance. But may I know what are the softwares, those that are already complete lah? What are the software that you're currently using, or are you using Excel, or are you even recording? Okay, Excel. Yeah, tomorrow we'll be having a Excel record keeping. I think same time tomorrow in Malay language. If anyone interested to hear from another person, why not? You can join that. Syazwan saja yang share pakai Excel. I mean, like Excel is by using the formulas, it's still easy to understand. You know, for me, it's just that I feel like software or QuickBooks. And then why Nisa? Why are you here? Is it not the same? I believe all the softwares are the same. Oh, but I do have participants that they use QuickBooks, but they're looking for free version. That's why they joined my class. Q&E. Q&E is new to me. It's a software also, a cloud software. Okay. That one I can explore it. I mean, like the basics for record keeping would always be the same. It's just that what are the softwares that's available or easy for you? Just one. Well, it's still an income. It's still an income for you. It's just that it's under the word grant. You have to create a category for it, but it's still under other income. Yes. So let's say for, oh, okay, this question is direct to me. Yeah, you guys, why not put in the group so everyone can see? So there's a question that I received. The due meaning we are the one who choose the date for the customer to pay. Yes, so that in the invoice we will tell them I'm going to give you 1 week time. Can you pay me before blah blah date? Yeah, that's the due date. Because sometimes you have to give like up to 1 month credit. I deal with clients, a bigger size clients lah. Then normally it will take about 1 month. So I normally will give like 1 month credit So I give the service first, meaning I give the service first, but I claim that by invoice, can you pay me 1 month later? Yeah. Macam deadline lah. At least there's a due date, or else it will be there forever. Is the question good? Can I stop sharing the screen? Okay, 7 April will, or you will show from the beginning to the end of the question you give. 7. Okay, for Hajid, I thought you're the one that's sharing just now. Is it not you? On the 7th, it's an invoice. You have to go through invoice because this person belum bayar, right? Just make sure don't add the payment. And there's another question asking if the video will be shared. Okay, Liana, I guess everyone is asking for it. So our intern to YAB will be sharing the info, I believe.
I think we're gonna upload it to YouTube soon, but I have to ask the president first lah.
All right. Yeah, but don't worry, I can share the slides. And if you still have any further questions after this, you can feel free to reach out. If you see the first page, my email address is there. If you miss it, bye-bye lah. Okay. Well, this is very interesting. As so many of you, I'm really curious. Where do you hear about? Where do you get this information about this workshop? Where do you hear about us? Those yang more free lah. You can let me know. I'm just curious. Where do you hear about this? Is it for interns? Because we have quite a number of interns now. Wow, there. Okay, YAB, yes. Oh, someone is suggesting why not upload to Google SharePoint. Okay, there, yes. Your lecturer from what school? Oh, Poly. Okay. I used to be from Poly, in case you don't know, Batisha. I used to be lecturer there. Intern. Because I feel like my Mavens Hive IG didn't reach out to the number, but it's just exciting to see like how we can get to 70s. Poly. So you guys are under the business school. Entrepreneurship. Oh, ask your lecturer about me. I used to teach entrepreneurship and I left Poly last year to focus on my business. Poly will always be in my heart. It's nice to see everyone. I went to UTB the other day for a sharing session. There's so many Poly students there. From a friend of mine. Nice, nice. Yeah, we have quite a few more coming out. I believe October there are quite a number of classes that's already in queue. If you're interested, please join. We have few from the one that under Maven's Hive. It's digital marketing. We have on content marketing as well as the other one is I think it's Instagram or Facebook kind of marketing. Okay, coming in here. I have another question. From the invoice, what is the meaning of task above the item? I mean, what can we include? So sometimes it's just that item meaning product, right? We sell product and services. So if it's a task, let's say you want to go by services, let's say I have consultancy service and it's charged by number of hours. So that's where you can use the task instead of the item. Because item is by unit kan, but the task, if you look at it, is by the duration. Okay. So I believe everyone is cool enough. Almost done. Are we ready to check answer? Usually the checking answer will take some time. based on my experience? Are we ready to check answer? If yes, give me one. Okay, yes, other way yes already. Okay, let's check your answer. If you can't get the answer, just directly check with us already. On. Wow, okay, let's check. Okay, this is your income statement, and this is my answer. 790 as net income. Do you get the same number? If yes, bagi yes lah. I'm afraid it's combined with the 111. Can you put yes if you get the number 790? That means correct already lah. Yes, yes, yes. If yang no, probably you can do a direct message to me if you don't want to show in the group. It should be very straightforward because our sales is 150, and that's a combination of your cash and the invoice, the credit sales. So it will still be included here because it's based on the accrual basis. Even though I haven't received the money, it will still be considered under sales in September. Okay, just make sure your date, yeah, September. So advertising, yeah, is $10, and your rental tadi is a $50. Did I put $50? That little. Okay, that's my operating income, 790. There's no other revenue or other expenses. But just now, there's a question on receiving grant, right, from the government. So for me, because that's not sales, you're not selling to get the money, but it's under other revenue. So for example, for association, because now I'm also working as exco for YEAB. So in this case, we would have like sponsorship, because that's how we run Go Digital ASEAN. So it will be under other revenue. That's how it works. So it's just a matter of different company anang other different types of items. So it's really on your company, what do you need? And then we create that account or that category for you. Yeah. So this is good. Wow, everyone perfect. Okay, next, go to your, everyone knows how to come to income statement, yeah? Oh my God, I assume that so fast. Under your reports. So this is how my balance sheet looks like. Can you double check? So we have cash, since all the way I pakai cash account saja. And someone owe me money, 250, accounts receivable. I have an equipment of 150, and I invested 500 at start. That's my capital. And return earning. If you look at return earnings 790, it's anang from your income statement. All right. Don't worry, James. That's quite normal. Normally, not everyone can catch up. It'll probably take some time. But just take the question and go back again. If you have any question, always just email me and show me your screenshot. I'm happy to help. The rest, how about the rest? So, or before we finish it, we still have like 15 minutes, which I'm open to any questions, because I'm sure everyone's business is different, and this is a very big group. Who would like to share like what kind of transaction that you're working on and what type of industry you're in, what are your challenges, which we can share with the group and we can help each other. I think I missed one question, maybe. Just one question I missed. Okay, there's one question that I missed earlier. Does this software track the number of days quotations sent to the customer, which have not yet accepted? Well, normally it will actually show if they view the quotation already or not. Yeah, but the accept or not accept is up to them lah. If they accept already, then it will show. I think there should be an option that it can show that. But at least you will know when they receive it and when they view it for quotation. But for invoice, if it's, let's say it's an invoice, and because we set the due date, so they will actually show us how long it is. Remember the debtors one? Let me share my screen again. Because under reporting, there's one more tab that you can use. which is your account receivable. That one, it will show you how long they have owe you money lah. Let me just share my screen quickly. Okay, here. So this is the account receivable. Luckily, it's free, so you can go there. And here, because just now 250, right? And we just created that, so they only owe us within 1 month time. So it will actually show us, like, let's say another 2-3 months over, then it will show here. It will show that it's still owing money after 2-3 months. So you can keep track who's the one owing you. So you see, even the customer name is here, but you know, okay, this guy still owe me money. Okay. How long is the trial? Okay, it's Anang free. This is a trial version. That's why the features are quite limited, but I feel like it's actually good enough for a very small business. And yeah, it's totally free. Whatever that you're using now, it's free. But for bigger businesses, I'm sure you can invest lah. So and there's so many different software out there. But the basics will always be the same. So whatever you learn here, it won't be sayang lah. You can still use another software. So the one that using QuickBooks can share, like, oh, it's almost similar. Okay. I'm sure there are more questions. No more? Yeah, sure can. Since there are so many of us here, we can help you to answer. This free Kriya. Kriya. Okay, everyone, this is a question for everyone. Yeah. Before pandemic, me and my team want to open a business which provide picnic service. After the pandemic, we have come with another business idea, which we do picnic in a box, variety of food and drinks in a box. What do you think about our idea? Well, you are very lucky because there are 68 of us that can give you our feedback. So guys, can you guys help? Yeah. Yeah, can you guys help, like, give some comments about this? For me, I believe you're a poly student. I have been helping with the incubation for at least 3 years. It's probably like a bit over 20 startups that I help to mentor. And this, I wouldn't say like yes or no if it's a good or not good idea. I feel like at the end it's the market demand that will show. So test it out. There's nothing to lose anyway. Test it out. See if people like to have that service and what are the real. I mean, like, talk about the uniqueness. Look into the uniqueness. And second thing is, what kind of problem are you solving? I believe in pandemic now, it's people would like to stay at home, and if you can bring something to my doorstep at a reasonable price, why not? So I think that because I also have a F&B business, so that's the kind of, I believe that's how the industry works out now. Okay, James, thank you so much. It's good to have that. I believe, yeah, we do have cases where it takes time to catch up. Yeah, can look into that. Okay, one more question. Can you show us how to do the invoice one more time? All right, let's do that. The rest, if you have no question, I can only help those that's asking me question now. So here, someone's asking me how to do number 7. So number 7 is an invoice, right? There's a credit sales, meaning I sell it dulu, but I kena bayar later. So it will be under invoice. Okay, I put the plus button here. My customer is XYZ, which I already have. So this is a invoice kan? Okay, invoice saja. I don't really set a due date, but in case you have, we can set, like, let's say 1 week. That means on the 11 2 weeks sampai 18 lah. So I can just pick that, and you just come up with something like let's say I sell nasi ketuk again. How much is that? I forgot already. So you see, you put your price here $1, your quantity here, then it will appear. So if you have any case other discount, in case just now I talked too fast, we didn't catch it, just put a percentage here. Then it will show after discount. So this is the amount of money that your customer needs to pay you within 2 weeks time. Okay, so the one and just now there's another question about tasks. So you can see the task is based on hours. So in some businesses, yes, it's based on hours, like more like consultancy lah. You talk to a designer and then they charge you by number of hours you're talking to them. Okay, or lawyer. Okay, here it will be under task. But if it's an item, for example, the picnic in a box kind of idea, then I'm sure it's under items. So how much is it? How many quantity? Yep. And we can just finalize for sending. Mesti send. If another send, cannot add payment. So you send to siapa? So you put your email address. This keyboard. Okay. Attach PDF, that's normally my practice. I feel it's easier for people to print if they need to, or else you keep a digital copy, pun easier, PDF. So that's it. Hope that's clear now. Invoice. Okay, Nina is giving support here. Nina, is a good idea. Maybe also come with another idea for people to do their picnic with their friend, but virtually. Yeah, you can come up with any ideas now. Virtual picnic, why not? Stay at home, but then we still can picnic together. Looks as good indoor as well as outdoor. That would be cool. Okay. Yeah, like my team also talking about that, like staying at home. It's a bit tiring now mentally. So what should we do? I think this is a good idea. You can target your target customer would be those that baru get into work from home punya, like, because for me it's quite normal for work from home. I always running everywhere, so it's still okay lah for me to adapt. But for someone else that baru start, this tough. Eat mee goreng Yeah, I think you can actually, if you put it this way, I think positive. COVID doesn't mean it's negative. If we put it in on the look into the other side, like positively, what can it help? You see, we can make this happen. The 70, okay, now 67 of us can stay together under a virtual or online class. I think this is something very positive. You don't need to imagine the time you save to, to make up yourself, to come all the way here. Okay. Yeah, the transport, how much petrol you have saved and time. You can just stay at home, although I sayang lah, I just don't have the interaction with you guys. Wow, this is loud. Okay. I just sayang that part saja. But I still like it how we run things like this. Is so much easier and more convenient. And there's another question asking, why is it shown as draft after finalize? Have you sent it out? Have you emailed out? Would you like to share your screen? Are you able to show your screen? Let's see like what happened. At least everyone can see like if that's a same question also, like same problem, then we would know how to solve it. Okay. If you cannot share, then we can ask our host to. Okay. Okay, invoice. Can you go in, like click in the invoice? Let's see the page. Yeah. Can you click in, like try to edit again? Nice photo. Okay, and finalize for sending. Okay, can you send out like to a fake account, like what I did, to your own account, like your own email? Okay, and then your question is, it's still as draft after you send. But why the finalize for sending still blue color? I thought we sent it off already. Okay. This normally is after sending off, then it should be fine. Don't know what happened. Need to verify your account. Verify your account, then can send. Is it the email account? What it means by verify account? You mean our email account? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. You see, we have an answer already. So double check on that. So any final questions? We are coming to the last 5 minutes. Yeah. Fikri, yeah, you have to thank Batisha. She's the one answering it. Rupanya need to verify account. I have been using it for long. I didn't know that you need to verify. Okay, yes, video. Yeah, I'll make sure our intern upload that. Yeah. So no more final. Well, last thing that I would like to share with you guys is something that I'm doing now. And since you are here, I'm sure you are very interested in learning lah. So yeah, let me share with you what we are doing here at Mavens.live. So in fact, at this moment in time, we are having classes. Let me see, where is mine? Okay. I believe I reached out to some of you already about what we are doing. So this is this. So this is the answer, and we are all clear. Those that are not clear, don't worry at all. Yeah, don't worry. Just reach out to me again with our email. So this is the last thing I would like to share with you. It's Mavens Home Live that I'm currently running under the initiative of Mavens.live. And since you missed out today, we actually have 2 classes running today. This is for next week. If you are interested, we have self-care, we have study skills, budgeting, and myself, I'll be running entrepreneurial mindset and even design, sticker design. This is something that's upcoming, and it's pay as you wish. Meaning we don't really fix a price. It's up to you to pay any amount that you like. So we really want to take off all the barriers lah. It's not about the value, the pricing that we are setting, but it's a value that we want to bring in. Staying at home, what else we could do. So it's something that you can consider. Just a final promo. Okay. So any last question, guys? Yeah. Yeah, and please join the upcoming Go Digital ASEAN. We have so many more coming up. And yes, it's Mavens.live. Because we focus on live classes like this. So we don't do pre-recorded like Coursera, Udemy, they are focusing more on pre-recorded. So the difference is we only run live classes. And so far, since we cannot do physical, we'll do online. Yeah. So stay in touch. And if you want to email me, you can email me here. Yep. So keep in touch. Don't worry at all. You can just text me, email me anytime. I still have a student. Well, basically, it's an MSME, like operation officer. We have a private one-to-one class earlier this year, somewhere in January and February, because they are transitioning from a partnership to a Sindiran Berhad, and they need help to transfer their accounts to ZipBooks. She finally chose ZipBooks at the end. And so we did a one-to-one session together. And up until now, whenever she has questions, she just email me out. I'll try my best to email, tell her like macam mana how we can deal. Because sometimes the transaction is not just money in, money out. Sometimes there's something much more like if we talk about different level, depreciation. Recently, she's asked, the last question she asked me is about depreciation. So she have an asset, she bought it for 1 year, she want to sell it off already, macam mana. So things like that. So yes, if you need help, I do offer one-to-one coaching class. Okay. Yeah, Lisa, thank you. Look into other classes. Yep. There's so many classes running. I mean, like, just explore. We never know, right? And there's so many self-care classes now. I think Bruneians, and it's more looking into this area also. It's not something negative, but sometimes you really need to look into like how to take care of ourselves when the situation is so different compared to before. Okay, right. So thank you so much. So no more other questions, then I'll see you hopefully next time or in my other classes. Okay, take care. Okay, take care everyone. Thanks for coming here.